Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dominique Martin, a licensed therapist. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of an argument and thought, how did we even get here? We argue about everything. Or maybe it started because the dishes weren't done. Maybe it was about spending money, being late, forgetting something important, or leaving a mess around the house. But somehow, what started as a small disagreement turns into a much bigger conflict. Here's the thing, it's often not because the couples have major relationship problems. It's because they've fallen into a pattern of reacting to every irritation, every disappointment, and every frustration as if it requires a battle. The truth is, healthy relationships ain't built by winning every argument. They built by knowing which issues deserve your energy and which ones don't. Today, we're talking about one of the most important relationship skills you can develop, learning how to pick your battles. So, you may be thinking, why can't we just stop arguing? Let me say this. Most couples don't argue because they enjoy conflict. They argue because something underneath the conflict feels important. The problem is that many couples treat every issue as equally important. When every annoyance becomes a confrontation, conflict becomes constant, and over time, partners become exhausted and they stop feeling heard and they become defensive and they begin to view each other as opponents rather than teammates or in a partnership. Learning to filter disagreements helps reduce unnecessary conflict and preserves your energy for the issues that truly matter. So, before bringing up an issue, take a pause for the cause. Ask yourself, what is really bothering me here? Because many arguments are actually symptoms of something deeper. For example, maybe you upset that your partner left dishes in the sink, but is the dishes really the problem? Or are you feeling unsupported, overwhelmed, or taken for granted? Or maybe you feeling frustrated that your partner spends too much time on their phone. Is the phone the issue, or are you feeling disconnected and wanting more quality time together? So, before picking a battle, take a pause for the cause and ask yourself, is this a surface level annoyance, or is this pointing to an unmet need? That question alone can prevent many unnecessary arguments. Next, ask yourself, will this matter in the long term? Not every disagreement deserves the same level of attention. Some things are temporary frustrations that you may be able to genuinely let go. Others signal something much deeper. So consider these questions. Is this issue connected to my values? Or does it affect trust, respect, honesty, or emotional safety? Does it involve an important boundary? Will ignoring this create a bigger problem later? If the answer is yes, it may be worth addressing. But if it's something that won't matter next week, next month, or next year, it may not deserve a major confrontation. Healthy relationships require flexibility, so identify the significance. One helpful way to evaluate a disagreement is to ask, does this compromise one of my core values? There is a big difference between preferences and principles. A preference might be how your partner folds the clothes. A principle might be honesty, respect, integrity, financial responsibility, or mutual support. Preferences allow room for compromise. Core values often require discussion and resolution. When a concern affects your values, beliefs, boundaries, or emotional well being, it's important not to ignore it. But when it's a matter of doing things differently, flexibility may strengthen the relationship more than insisting on being right. So one mistake partners sometimes make is believing that choosing their battles means suppressing their feelings. It don't. Letting go of small issues may reduce conflict, or suppressing meaningful concerns is not. So ask yourself, if I stay silent about this, will I genuinely be okay with it? Or will this slowly turn into resentment? Resentment is often what happens when partners repeatedly ignore issues that actually matter to them. The goal ain't to avoid conflict. The goal is to avoid unnecessary conflict while addressing important concerns before they become emotionally damaging. Even when an issue is worth addressing, how you bring it up can determine whether the conversation succeeds or turns into conflict. Many couples focus only on what they're saying, but timing, tact, and tone are equally important. Think about it like this: a valid concern delivered with criticism, sarcasm, or anger is likely to trigger defensiveness. So ask yourself, is this a good time? Is my partner stressed, distracted, exhausted, or overwhelmed? And am I approaching this to solve a problem or to vent frustration? Because the same message can be received very differently depending on when and how it's delivered. When you decide a concern is worth discussing, approach it with curiosity. This invites collaboration. Healthy couples focus on solving the problem together. The healthiest couples ain't the couples who never disagree. They the couples who know how to distinguish between a passing irritation and a meaningful issue. So before jumping into your next argument, ask yourself, is this a surface level annoyance or an unmet need? Will this matter in the long term? Does it affect my core values or boundaries? And can I compromise or genuinely let it go? And if I don't address it, will it create resentment? And if it needs to be discussed, am I choosing the right timing, tact, and tone? When couples learn to pick their battles wisely, they experience less conflict, less defensiveness, and not every disagreement requires a battle, but every healthy relationship requires knowledge about what truly matters. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more relationship insights. As always, stay motivated, and I'll see you on the next video.